They had stationed a deputy outside of his door. He had asked the deputy to go get him a drink of water, and when he did, he ran out the third-story floor window and tried to jump.
You know what that sounded like?
Yeah, I don't want to say it.
It sounded like the sound of a body hitting concrete.
And I'm working alone, and I hear a voice say, "What are you doing?"
Can you tell us the last thing you remember?
Why am I here?
I saw a shadow figure in the basement.
Danny, I just watched what it looked like. Two glowing eyes.
In 3. Did you go? Did you jump on 3?
But it was clear. They did not want us in that room.
We heard a door slam, and we heard a voice make a sound, a muttering sound behind it.
Did you touch it enough? Dude, I heard that.
Torturer.
And she said then this gray face came out of it.
Erding.
Who's in the hallway? Dude. Bro. We have not seen this much grim action in so long.
It replaced the older hospital, the one that was in closer to our business district in town. It was a wooden frame, 2-story building. It served the hospital needs of the community for a couple decades. And somewhere around, I think, 1926, by early 27, they had a terrible fire. One of those stories where literally people were throwing mattresses out of the window. Fortunately, the story that we've read is that everyone survived. A lot of injuries, but everyone survived the fire. But I guess that was the genesis or the beginning of why the 2 doctors, as we see here, Dr. Salton and Dr. Conley, built this in 1928 and opened it up as a hospital for the community. It was $175,000 to build it in 1928. Of course, that was before the Depression, and when you look at the value of money, that was about $3 million today if you had to build it. Everything we know and all the accounts, these were very skilled physicians. They were surgeons of their time, and obviously good businessmen. And to have a facility this big in southern West Virginia and serving eastern Kentucky and parts of Virginia was pretty gutsy and entrepreneurial and very successful. I have to give credit to my partner Tanya. She had the ideal of doing this.
My name is Tanya Webb, and I'm one of the co-owners of the old hospital in College Hill. I'm also the manager of it, and spend a lot of time up here. Another interesting fact, I was born in this hospital as well. Thankfully, they decided to keep this open as a clinic and just had like a pediatric floor, lung specialist. You know, we were a coal mining town, so there was a lot of coal miners here. So doctor's offices and things like that, and it stayed functioning until 2014, and then they shut her down for good. We stepped in and purchased it in 2020. We closed on it, and then we were contacted by a show called Destination Fear. They were the first ones that wanted to kind of get in the building and do paranormal investigations. We were not going to plan on opening until the spring of 21, but once the show Destination Fear hit, they told us be ready, you know, because people will be contacting you, and they were right. It aired in December of 20, and we opened in February of 21.
Well, I mean, we have a collection of stories. Even when this hospital was open before it closed and, you know, replaced by a newer hospital, employees and patients over the years would have stories about what they experienced here.
The nurse that never clocked out. You know, this was a hospital, so there were a lot of nurses, and then there was a nurses' college right beside the hospital. This hospital was almost like a teaching hospital in the aspect of that, and back in its day. One of the locals here told us about she was giving birth, thought she was giving birth to her child, and she had come to the hospital. They had admitted her, and she said a nurse came into her room and told her, "Honey, it's not your time yet, you're not ready, so you know, we'll go ahead and check you out, go ahead and pack your bags. And she was heading out of her room, and she walked by the nurse's station, and there was another nurse at the desk, and she hollered her name and said, "What are you doing? You need to get back to your room." She said, "You might have your baby tonight." And the lady said, "Well, that nurse just told me that I wasn't in labor and that I still had time." And she said, "Well, honey, I'm the only nurse on duty tonight. There was nobody else there."
The most widely circulated stories about Mose Blackburn. Killed one of our police officers back in 1962. And the officer was brought here and passed away.
He was a restaurant owner back in the 60s here in Williamson. Him and his wife were in an altercation in a car, and someone had called the police, and 2 city police officers responded. And when they did, for whatever reason, the one that came around to Mose's side, Mose pulled a gun and shot the officer. The officer was brought here, and he passed away here. Of course, Mose received some injuries as well. And then Mose was brought here because he was expected to make a full recovery. You know, he was expected to go on and face his day in court. They had stationed a deputy outside of his door. The newspaper articles read that he had asked the deputy to go get him a drink of water, and when he did, he ran out the 3rd-story floor window and tried to jump and escape. Some people say, some of the locals say that he did that to try to escape the criminal charges. Some people say that he had a mental illness. Some people say that he was haunted by demons. And then some people believe that the city police officers threw him out the window. So nobody really knows for sure, but here's the odd thing. He was 3 stories up, and that's pretty far, but it's not real far, so he didn't pass away from that fall. He was brought back up, he broke his leg, they reset his leg, and he was expected again to go on and make a full recovery and face his day in court, but almost to the day that he jumped, he passed away. So nobody really knows what he died from, and I think people want to get to the bottom of that mystery.
Someone had tried to break in, and they'd removed some plywood that was really well secured to the building, and they broke one of the most remaining beautiful pieces of glass window that was still unbroken. And I'm cleaning up the mess, and I'm working alone. It was probably noon, beautiful sunny day, and I hear a voice say, what are you doing? And I have a sense of humor, and I'm thinking, what do you think I'm doing? And while I'm saying that, I'm panning around behind me and to the side of me and everywhere, and there's no one there. And I can see for hundreds of feet. I mean, there was clearly no one there, no one hiding behind anything. And I look up, because I'd looked around. I finally just started to look up, and I saw something at a window, and no one else was in the building. And even if they were in the building, I would have not heard their voice from that 2nd floor window. And that kind of rattled me a little bit.
The basement is its own little world. It's just, it has a whole different feel than the rest of the building, even as far as the history goes. I mean, it is the biggest floor of the hospital, but it's also where most everything happened. When the hospital first opened, it was your ER, it was your trauma. That's where the incinerator room is. That's where the morgue was. I mean, it had everything there, so you can imagine all the deaths that occurred on that floor.
I was in the basement. A lot of things happened there. And I had a friend helping me that time. We heard a door slam, and there was no reason for the door to slam. There was no draft or no wind blowing to pull it or anything. And we heard a voice make a sound, a muttering sound behind it.
My name is Marianne Farley, and I'm a tour guide and investigator here at the old hospital on College Hill. Back the first part of November, I saw a shadow figure in the basement. Patty, who is the other tour guide, I've heard her tell the story lots of times. It was Halloween, we were doing tours, and Patty was down in the basement, and she was dressed up like an old nurse. And when you came down the hall, she was in a room over to your right. And then when the group came on down, they went into the right-hand x-ray room. And when they went in there, she would just follow them on down and go around the corner outside of the other x-ray room and kind of wait on them. And she had already been doing that probably 2-3 hours that night. And she says she was standing there And she was a very unbeliever, skeptic up to that point. And she said that she started feeling something, like something was right here. And so she said she looked, and it was like a swirling, cloudy motion. And she said then this gray face came out of it. And it didn't really look at her, it looked on into the other x-ray room. And she took down the hall, did not wait for the tour to come or anything like that. And she's very much a believer now.
And the 4th floor, it's your smallest floor, but some of our most probably spooky stories are from the 4th floor. It was your surgery, and it was also pharmacy. And some of the people that worked there said they wouldn't stay here past 7 or 8 o'clock because they didn't want to be part of that pharmacy. There's no windows there. You got to remember back then it wasn't open to the public. It was simply just for hospital patients. So it's not a real big room. So, and it doesn't have windows, and they would say, you know, they couldn't keep pharmacists or pharmacy staff, and they couldn't keep janitors. Those were and custodians. Those were the 2 main people that they could not keep employed here because of stuff that they would see and hear on that 4th floor. You know, they would be working in the pharmacy, and they would swear they would hear a nurse rolling a cart down the hallway and things like that.
After hearing the haunting tales and personal experiences from Tanya, Charlie, and Marianne, it's time to start our investigation. Can we capture evidence that is connected to the claims? And will the spirits of Old Hospital on College Hill make themselves known?
Well, dude, we're here, and we're in the basement, starting in the x-ray room. We've heard a lot of different stories about this place today. Tanya, Charlie, Marianne, a lot of them said that there is something here in the basement. And they said specifically that this x-ray room is one of the most active in the building, the whole basement. To the spirits that are here with us, to the people that are here with us, my name is Danny.
I'm Marcus.
And like so many other people, we have come to communicate with you, to experience you, and to hear your story. Now, we know that this building has a birthday coming up, and we just want to, make communication, learn about you. You can tell us your name, what brought you here. If someone is in the building with us, can you come down to the basement? We have 2 devices down here. One is in the hallway, and it has a red light. And if you could touch that device, it'll light up different colors, it'll make different noises. We also have this device over here on the chair, and it has a green light. If you touch it enough, it'll turn red and it will beep. Again, we're not here to, cause any harm. We just want to learn about you and what you're doing here.
Nobody ever likes going to the doctor. There's probably a lot of, darker, heavier emotions here. We don't mean to encroach into an area where you may have felt your lowest. If you're in pain or if you're not sure where you are, come and talk with us.
I think we're going to run just regular old ghost tube while we're in this room, just to see if anything comes through.
I like it.
Whoa. What?
Was it right when you launched the app?
Dude, I haven't even done anything. I just pulled my phone and...
I had went to like shift my weight, and as soon as I shifted my weight a little bit, it went off.
Was that someone letting us know that you're here? Are you sitting in that chair?
If Danny turns on a way for us to communicate, will you come and talk with us?
Whoa.
Is that 2 beeps for yes? Oh, my eyes started welling up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are here with us, I have this device in my right hand. And if you get close to it and say your name, who you are, what you're doing here, what you did here, what you're being treated for, you can say it into this device. What's your name? 1.5, Marcus. I just saw that. Let me zoom in. Are you over in that chair? Can you go close towards that green light? What happened down here? Dude, 2.3. I literally just zoomed away from it and it went to 2.3. Who's here with us? 1.7. Yeah, you can keep touching that device. If you touch it enough, it'll turn red and make that beeping sound. That will let us know that you're here.
The cameras that we're holding have microphones on them. You can talk through those. If you're having trouble communicating with us through this device that Danny has in his hand.
I heard a tap.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I heard a tap.
Yeah, I heard it too. It was out in the hallway.
It sounded like it came through there, but that's into the hallway.
Well, that's the pass-through right into the other x-ray room, I think. Isn't it?
I think so.
Were you a patient here, or did you work here? Or maybe you knew a patient here.
You're hearing that too, right?
Yeah.
You're hearing that too, right? God.
That gave me goosey pimples on my whole body. Okay. Have we ever gotten that through the...
I don't think we've gotten God.
I don't think I've ever heard God come through.
Curse.
Curse.
Good. Curse or cursed?
Curse. What does
that mean?
Yeah, what does God and curse mean? Do you think God cursed you with something?
Real.
What is real? What is real? The curse is real? God is real?
Where?
Where with a question mark.
You're in a hospital. Do you know where you are? We're here with you. Can you tell us the last thing you remember?
Why am I here?
We're trying to figure that out. It seems like...
Wow, I was teared up, dude.
It seems like you've been brought in because they can't seem to figure out what's going on. And we're here to take pictures.
Leave me alone.
You don't want us to help you? It's okay if you're scared. We're not going to hurt you. Can we help you? This room was used to perform X-rays. Do you know what X-rays are? Doctors use those to figure out what's wrong. Were you hurt?
If you want us to go, I need you to touch the device over in the chair. And we'll leave you alone. But you gotta show me that you want us to leave you alone. Will you walk over to the chair and make that device go into the red, please? It's strange that we got so much communication through.
I think whatever we were talking to is actually scared. I don't think it knows where it is. So remember that person we were talking about that had that theory that, like, you know, time is not linear. It doesn't flow in one direction at all. It just is. So when we're talking to spirits, they're talking to us as though they think we're spirits.
Right.
They're just as frightened by us because they don't know where we're coming from.
Right.
But we exist in time, but in that same echo that they're found. So when it said God, when it said curse, you know, is this a sick person that's in here that is praying and now it's hearing us and it doesn't know if it's talking to God, it doesn't know if it's feeling God?
Yeah.
You know, is this just a very scared individual? Or maybe he's praying to God or asking why God cursed him with whatever it is that is hurting him. Or her.
Well, we don't have to be in here. We can leave you alone.
If you wish to talk to us later, maybe you can somehow give us a sign.
Gone.
Gone.
We'll leave you alone. Well, thank you for talking with us while you did.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Oh, wow. Whoa.
It's saying leave, I
Yeah.
think. It went into the red, it said gone, it went into the red, it's saying, alright, I did what you wanted, now leave.
To anyone here with us, passing through these hallways, my name is Danny and this is Marcus. We've come to learn about you. And we have a couple of devices here. We have this red light in the middle of the floor. If you walk up to it and you touch it, It'll change the lights. It'll make those noises. We also have another device in the room behind me on a rocking horse. And if you touch it enough, dude, I heard that. And if you touch it enough, dude, I heard that. Dude, that came from the x-ray room, didn't it?
It sounded like it did, dude. I don't like my back being in that room, bro. That's fine, it's fine, it's
okay.
fine.
And if you want to speak to us, please do so and come forth. I have this device in my left hand. You can, speak into it. We can hear the words that you're trying to say. And like I was saying about the device on the rocking horse in this room behind me, you can walk up to it. You can touch that green light, and if you touch it enough, it will go into the red. And if you do, it'll make an alarm. It'll sound off. Are there any nurses or doctors in this building?
Make a noise.
It said make a noise.
Dude, do you hear that?
Yeah. I think it's a car driving by outside.
That sounded metallic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a car. That came from upstairs.
Do you want me? Let me try something. I'm gonna do a knock, and I would like for you to finish it. Can you finish this knock?
I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like I heard a voice back at the other end of the hallway. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like I heard a voice back at the other end of the hallway. I might have just been hearing stuff. But
If anyone is down here with us, please let us know. We've only come to learn about you, why this hospital is stuck in time.
Yo. My whole body just went cold and my hearing shifted from stereo to mono, if that makes any sense.
No, I've felt something like that before.
Like my ears rang, and then I only have hearing out of my left eardrum now. And I swear to God, I just saw your camera move. I could be tripping. It might have been a play on my glasses. Yeah. You do have a red light back there, right?
Yeah, it's on the...
It's the infrared. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way my glasses are refracting right now in the dark is like really messing with me.
How long have you been here?
Danny?
What, the dogs?
No. I just watched what looked like two glowing eyes, like what you would see like if you flash the light at a deer. They just faded out.
Marcus pans the camera around and then watches what appears to be two glowing eyes stay stationary before fading out and disappearing. A Upon further review, I noticed that this plastic document holder mounted on the wall on the same spot as where the eyes appeared. If we zoom in and boost the exposure, we can see that the light from Marcus's camera is reflecting off of the shiny tile on the wall onto the plastic bin that is mounted. This is not paranormal, and it's been debunked.
Dude, I almost want you to go back and look at that right now. Because I just watched that happen.
Hurting.
Hurting. Are you in pain? We really appreciate you coming in today. What brings you in? How are you hurting?
How old are you?
Did you work here when it was a pediatric unit, or were you here before then?
Matthew.
Matthew. Hi, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. Are you a patient here?
What brings you in, Matthew? You want to go to the third floor?
Want to do that or the fourth?
Well, third floor's where
All the activity and everything?
Wilmo's, he jumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe let's just go up there.
Make a pit stop at HQ, get a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I'm gonna turn ghost tube off.
After communication goes silent in the basement, we grab our gear and head upstairs. On the way up, Marcus says he doesn't feel right, so I grab my camera and start filming him.
You okay, man?
It feels like I have vertigo, but it's not vertigo. Like I can't tell where the earth is.
We make our way up to the second floor where there is a break room set up with a heater. Marcus starts to feel better, but I become significantly depressed. The static cam that I left set up outside captures this. This goes on for about 20 minutes before snapping out of it. We head up to the third floor to try and make communication with Mose Blackburn, the man who had killed a police officer and attempted to end his life by jumping out of the third-story window. While we were setting up, this happens.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah. And then... Whoa, bro. Hello? Hello? Mr. Blackburn? Is that you? I was getting ready to pull out Ghost Tube Vlogs. Dude, didn't I just say? And here's his death certificate. Mose.
You here with us, buddy?
I'm gonna start this camera because I wasn't rolling on that.
I'm gonna let you just film around, and I'm gonna keep this camera. Perfect. It's pointed right there, man. Mose Blackburn. There's stories of you getting into an altercation with some police officers. It said that you had killed one.
What was that?
It said that you had killed one.
What was that?
Well, there's no extra cars down by ours. Mose? Did you jump out of this window? Bro, look at that. That camera battery is drained. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Dude, those were fresh batteries. And it was a full bar, and I just noticed it. I looked over, and that...
Dude, run goes to.
Can you make it go higher than that yellow? That's very good. You can keep touching that.
Is that you, Mose?
I'm gonna stop on this because I can't believe that it's almost dead. I'm gonna record and let it record for as long as it can, but I'm actually gonna stand over here. Mose. Wow, I said that really weird. Mose. I have this device in my hand. If you speak into it, we're going to hear your voice, your actual voice.
Oh wow, I got one more left on my battery. I just noticed that.
Yeah, we have been running it a while. Whoa. Now that's what I'm talking about. Moses, that letting us know that you're still here? While I'm thinking about it, before I turn on, dude. Mose, I'm gonna set this device on this chair. We're gonna be able to hear your voice. And anyone else who's on this floor with us. We're going to be able to hear your voice. So, please, come speak with us.
Through that device right there. Pick it up, actually. To see?
Here to see?
Here to see?
Like, I'm here to see someone? Should we introduce ourselves? Maybe try to get a name out of
Mose, I'm so sorry that I was rude and not introducing myself. My name is Danny and this is Marcus.
Hello?
Can you say your name through this device in my left?
What did it say?
I don't know, I didn't catch it.
The courtroom.
The courtroom?
That's what it sounded like.
Because he's supposed to go to court, right?
It's a surprise. Oh God, man. Mose, are we talking to you, buddy? Is it okay that we're here?
Father.
Dude, it sounded like he was about to say a dirty word. It sounded like he was about to say mother.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I know that we didn't film any of this because we were down on the second floor taking a break in that room. Dude, I felt so depressed and
You had a very, very depressed look on your face, bro.
And now look, like we're on a different floor and I'm way happier than I was. And way different than the basement.
Mose, you're making us happy, buddy. Morgan?
I don't know. I'm gonna set this here again. In 3. Did you go? Did you jump on 3?
With Mose. With Mose. It sounded like he would say. Tearing up bad, dude. Ooh. Ooh.
Bro, we have not seen this much REM action in so long. Friends?
Was it trying to say transition? Mose, why did you jump out of the window?
Hear me? Mose, we really want to know, why did you jump out of the window? Is it because of what you did? More brakes, roll their eyes?
That's what it sounded like. We know something happened to put you in this hospital in the first place. Do you remember what that was?
Come.
I've never
Leave it. Just said leave it.
We heard you shot a man, Mose.
Sometimes?
Sometimes what? Why'd you shoot that police officer? Is that why you wanted to jump out of the window? Were you feeling guilt?
Is that a yes? You know what that sounded like?
Yeah, and I don't want to say it.
It sounded like the sound of a body hitting concrete.
Oh, yeah, it did, dude. It's okay. We know you were involved maybe in an altercation before.
It said this again.
Same
It said
voice and
same
everything.
voice.
Because you did.
Mose, do you keep jumping out of the window over and over again? Are you stuck in a time loop?
I don't think he's stuck. I think he's still trying to. Are you still trying to right your wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mose, you don't need to do this to yourself. Ooh, dude, that sounded just angry. Like you just lashed.
Bro. There was a definite knock in this room behind me.
Just angry. Like you just lashed. Just angry. Like you just lashed. Just angry. Like you just lashed.
Bro. There was a definite knock in this room behind me.
Mose, it's okay.
Yeah, man.
Let us help you.
You don't have to be stuck in here anymore.
Do you want to talk to us?
It's a leave.
Dude, I can't describe it. But it's like for the past like 2 minutes, it's felt like there's like a light on behind me, and I just realized there's not.
Oliver.
What was
Dude, that went into the blue. It just said blue on here.
Mose, can you maybe we can talk about you a little more?
Oh, dude, look. I just saved the video and I was gonna start a new one, and it just ended it.
Mose, you don't have to keep doing this, man.
How does it look? Foreign.
Mose, how can we help?
We want you to know that it's okay, Mose. I'm gonna do a quick stop start.
Say.
He's the same.
He's the saddle, he's the same.
He's the something.
Mose, did the police officers hurt you?
What is going on? I've never seen it go to the... I'm free.
Mose?
Mose, can you make it go higher than the blue? You're doing really good between... Sound like
I couldn't make it out.
that was like a kid's voice, maybe?
Yeah. Mose, you still here?
That sounds horrific.
That's a train, but it don't sound like a horror.
That sounds like a horror movie. I think I just heard the word window in that last small sentence. There was a lot of things happening right there.
Mose, who killed you?
You tried? He tried?
A trooper.
Bro. This is insane. Keep going past that blue. You gotta go past that blue, Mose.
What was that? Is there any way that we can help you find peace so you can rest? I know it may feel as though you're awaiting judgment and that's why you wanted to jump out of this window, maybe. It's not judgment that awaits you, it's peace. You're capable of forgiveness, Mose.
Well, me.
I don't want you to be throwing yourself out of this window.
I'm Mose.
Mose, can you take the stairs? Ew. Ew. Didn't like that noise. Why'd you kill me?
We're done. Very, very faint. I don't know if you heard it or
I
not.
heard it.
Mose, are you done speaking with us?
No. That wasn't Mose.
That was not Mose.
Mose, is that your killer that we just heard?
Bro, this is insane. I don't think we've ever had this amount of REM pod communication ever.
Dude, I've never had.
Sit?
I think so. You think so? Dude, it still feels like light back here. It's so weird. Candlewick?
It sounded like no offense if this is you, it sounded like an elderly woman there.
It's essential. It's essential?
Miller. Clear as day. We'd really appreciate it if you could make it go into the blue. If you make it go into the blue, we'll come back one day.
I think you might be tired.
I'm gonna shut this off. Oh! Mose, thank you, man.
Thank you, Mose.
we'll definitely be back to speak with you one day. So thank you.
After one of the most incredible communication sessions we've ever had, we make our way to the 4th floor. We set up in the operating room, and after about 20 minutes, we had zero interaction of any kind on any of the devices. So we made our way to the pharmacy, which is claimed to be active.
So currently, right now, we are in what they have been calling the pharmacy. We're about to end our investigation here, but we figured we're going to the top floor. We may as well hit one of what is claimed to be one of the most active spots. It looks like a previous team has left a balloon over here in the doorway. Maybe if someone in this area can put enough energy into it, maybe we can capture the balloon, floating away, being pushed away, something like that. Is there anyone on this floor with us? Could you come into this room and touch the device on the floor with the red light? Could you sit in the chair behind Marcus and touch the green light, make it go, and if you touch it enough, it'll go into the red. There's also a balloon here in the doorway. If you put enough energy or walk by that balloon, push that balloon, if you make that balloon move, it will let us know that you're here. I also have a device in my left hand that if you speak into it, you tell us your name, what brings you into the hospital today. We're only here to learn about you, to know your story. We don't mean to cause you any harm. We're only here to help, just like the people of this hospital.
My name's Marcus. Excuse me. My name's Marcus. If you want to come and tell me your name.
Could you show us that you're here? Maybe knock on a door or a wall? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? We've encountered a lot of different people walking throughout the hospital this evening. Are any of the staff working here? Is someone working here? Can we get some help, please?
Well, I know if it's one thing hospitals run on is gossip. Can you tell me who your favorite person in this hospital is? Is it a nurse? Is it a patient? Is it a doctor? Maybe it's the janitor. Yeah, I heard that too.
Who's in the hallway? Who's in the hallway? Well, I think maybe it's time to go, man.
Come back in the morning, get some B-roll.
Yeah.
Torturer.
Torturer. Okay. Did someone...
Is that how you felt about your meds? This was a pharmacy, right? We gotta go soon. You gotta talk to us. If there's something you need us to know.
Bed.
Bed. Like a hospital bed, maybe. Or maybe they're telling us to go to bed. This is torture, us talking to them.
You making fun of us?
Well, we're gonna get out of here. So we just wanted to say thank you for coming and speaking with us tonight.
Thank you.
Our time at Old Hospital on College Hill was a thrill ride and an emotional roller coaster. Did a patient want to be left alone in the x-ray room?
Can you tell us the last thing you remember?
Why am I here?
We're trying to figure that out, and we're here to take pictures.
Leave me alone.
Was Marcus and I affected in different ways?
It feels like I have vertigo, but it's not vertigo. Like I can't tell where the earth is.
Sometimes I just don't want to do it anymore.
Was Mose Blackburn making intelligent communication where he attempted to end it all?
The courtroom.
The courtroom?
That's what it sounded like.
Because he's supposed to go to court, right? In 3. Did you go? Did you jump on 3?
Everything we experienced tonight was absolutely incredible. And if you want to book your investigation or just a tour, here's Tanya with information on how to do so.
If they're interested in overnight investigations, our telephone number is 304-953-0987. They can also visit our website and submit a form through that, which is 𝐌𝐄𝐑𝐿hospital.com. So they can check that out. But we're also on Facebook, Old Hospital on College Hill. We're on TikTok as College Hill Hospital, and Twitter and Instagram as well. So pretty much any of those social media sites, if they Google Old Hospital on College Hill, West Virginia, it'll pull it up so they can reach out to us that way.
Our experiences at Old Hospital on College Hill have left us with amazement and fear. There's still so much of the building to explore, so next time, I think we'll bring more gear, more cameras, and a couple of friends.